Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do if it doesn't resonate with you. If you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So I mentioned this in a previous video. Not everybody watched that video, obviously, so I'm going to mention again. In May, there's going to be a special event where I have a guest speaker over Zoom, and he is a drug and alcohol counselor, and he is going to discuss his own story. He's going to basically talk about different steps to overcoming addiction and different methods to overcoming addiction, and he's going to have a question and answer session at the end. Not everyone's questions are going to be answered. I'm kind of going to pull questions randomly from the chat. I just need to know if you're interested. If you are somebody that's interested in that, please go to the community tab, take the poll that's listed in the community post, and click interested so that I have a general air of how many people would be interested, so that I know what kind of webinar license to take out for this event. Now, it is free. It is donation based. So if you are able to donate, I would highly advise that we donate to him so that he can be compensated for the energy and time that he's pouring into so many people. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's begin. Taking a step aside. And allowing Spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. There's a lot of very feminine energy here. We have Mother, the Offering, and the Vessel. Okay, so these are very feminine energies when I pull them. Now, one of the things that I'm seeing here with the Mother card, it's this idea that a pearl takes a long time to build. It's almost this energy of the nest, and how that idea of mothership, there's a gestation period. So whoever this message is for, there's something here that you're working on, or something that's being finely crafted within you. I'm not feeling that this is you. Let me get this real fast. Okay, where are we going? We're going over here. If you've been with me any length of time, you know I don't read the Muse Tarot like typical tarot. I just let my intuition go with it. We have the Knight of Voices, we have the Muse of Materials, and then we have the Three of Materials. Okay. This is something about our ancestry that's coming through. It's almost like there's something that we're finally crafting or finally clearing from our ancestry, from the things that are held within us that are reverberations of the past. And a lot of people attack like ancestral work is actually healing the ancestors. I personally like to consider it healing things inside of us that are remnants due to our DNA, due to our ancestral memory, genetics. Here with the vessel, there's something here about the body. So somebody is working on clearing these energies out of the body at this time. And because there's this orange color here, this is very much speaking to me about the sacral, but it's almost like an occluded sacral. So there may be some issues regarding the ability to be close and intimate. There may be issues regarding our creativity, maybe even our intuition, our idea of our own feminine energy, and our sexuality may all be involved in this. Okay. It's funny because her body's actually in a bowl of soup. That's what it looks like, a bowl of soup. And so there's something about nourishing the body that's coming through as well. I almost feel that somebody is starting to unlock certain energy that's inside of their body, and they're focusing on nourishing the temple in order to incorporate that into their spirituality, which is important. I think it's an often overlooked part of spirituality. And there's something about the things that are intertwined with us, particularly inside of our mind, like our beliefs, right? The beliefs that we inherited from our parents, or that we observed our parents had. And so those beliefs are now instilled inside of us. There's something about that that's coming through. I'm noticing this Pegasus. This Pegasus is kind of interesting because it's like it's telling me its own little story. The story is that basically this Pegasus flew through the sun and wound up in like the spirit world. So for some of you, because of this because of this wounding here within this sacral center, there was some sort of misidentification of self, meaning I couldn't identify with the real world. I couldn't identify with my actual surroundings. I couldn't identify with my life. And so it was basically retreating into the spirit world, retreating into spirituality from a very young age for some of you. Okay. Some of you, this doesn't have to be a young age. This could just be something that you unlocked and occurred later in life. But I am getting a storyline for those of you who this happened for quite young. It's almost like this is the escape from the things that I have to experience in life that I'm not happy with. Now, the interesting thing about this is that this has caused somebody to be very psychic. Somebody is very attuned, and I'm saying that because that's what this card is about for me. The offering, while it's not necessarily about you, meaning what you're doing right now, it's almost like the backstory. So this is the ancestral backstory. You may even find that this is a theme inside of your ancestry, that people are fairly intuitive, whether they are acknowledging it or maybe they aren't if they were extremely religious. But I almost see like, and I don't know if these are supposed to be on the card or if my card's just scratched up. It's almost like these strings coming off the hand. It's like even though we have this intuition is in the service of, and then fill in the blank. Maybe for some time we used it in the service of an old belief system or an old religion. Maybe at some point inside your life you felt like you were being controlled through it. But there's something here that's going on with the actual offering, the actual gift. Do I feel that that's what's going on now for this collective? I think it depends. It really depends on whether or not this Pegasus exists on both sides of the sun now. If the Pegasus is someone who has learned to keep one foot in spirit but also have the other firmly planted in the earth, then I think that energy, that intuition in service of, is now a very beautiful and profound thing. If they still are retreating into sort of the spirit world to avoid the things that are taking place inside of their life, I think that there probably is something in service of, and then most likely it is the ego, right? Because the ego is always trying to gratify itself. And not a lot of people who exist on that side even understand that there is an operation there that's taking place like that, but it's because of safety. So this is a very interesting reading, because it's interesting how this is showing kind of like a dynamic between the unconscious and the conscious mind. The things that we're consciously aware of, the things that we're unconscious of, and how sometimes our awareness tries to escape the things that we feel we have no control over. I do think that some of you have recovered from this, and it's kind of funny because the word recovered actually did come from this for me. And, escapism can be something that we're addicted to as well. And there's this energy, however, that there is something growing inside this space. It's like a very slow progression is taking place. For some of you, you may have had to go through this for a little while in order to be able to get that power and then to come back and to use it very effectively. So that's always something that I see as well. This vessel card is really interesting. I want to pull more cards for this, please. Let's go over here. This week, the Page of Cups has really been about the unconscious for me. The King of Cups being fully conscious of what's inside of his cup. The Page, not so much, right? The Page is kind of confused a little bit because that fish is in the way with all its fish slime. Scaly little booger. And so when I have the vessel, I have the 10 of Cups showing up on top of it. Okay. And then I have the Page of Cups opposite it, meaning that the 10 of Cups is related to the Page of Cups. So there may be some familial matters that we're a little unconscious of that are causing the occlusion inside of our sacral center. There's something here about the King of Swords and the Ace of Wands. This is particularly true if, for example, you're somebody who you feel punished when you say your truth. If you, for example, do it in an appropriate way, not inappropriate way, right? If you're doing it inappropriately, guess what's going to happen? But if you're doing it in an appropriate way, and you're just trying to have conversations with individuals and appropriately, with respect, then I'm seeing that somebody here, they seem to get punished by it. So they have a lot of people around them that don't necessarily want them to use their voice, or who feel that they're the only ones who deserve to be heard. It's surrounded by a lot of Karens, somebody here. And there's something going on here where this energy is trying to shift. And that's what's actually, this seems to be the energy that has come through our lineage that's trying to heal through you. Not that you're healing it for your ancestors. Again, it's an energy that we have because we are our ancestors. It's healing in us right now. This is interesting because I don't know that anybody would identify it that way. It's almost like on first glance, we would never look at a parent and say, yeah, they weren't able to use their voice, because maybe they use their voice against you all the time. But there's something here about that feeling being transposed on the story of people that took it out on you, okay? So you can see this if, for example, you feel that your family wasn't good at communication. Okay? A lot of times if people aren't good at communication, it's because they feel silenced in some way, or they feel like they can't speak their truth. Let's see. Remember, truth speaking isn't being loud and abusive. So there's a difference. Okay. Yeah, we have the Six of Cups. This is an energy you're definitely leaving behind. Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's an energy you're definitely leaving behind. We have the Devil with the Ten of Swords. This is over. So whoever's message this is, if you have been working on this energy of not being able to communicate, not being able to speak your truth, of not being able to stand up for yourself, of trying to work through the energies inside of the body, of trying to really take control of some aspect of your mind as well, for some of you with the King of Swords. This is something that you're successfully doing, because I do have the Six of Swords. That is my last card. And it's showing that we're moving away. It's almost like the masculine aspect of self is moving the inner child and the feminine aspect away. Like this is what I cherish, this is what I value, I choose to protect this now. When we don't necessarily speak for ourselves, when we placate people, when we do those things, that masculine aspect may be protecting the wrong things, right? It may be self-protecting in ways that are hindering us rather than helping us. So what I'm seeing here is that we've taken that protective energy and we've placed it in the right place. It's a place where we're allowed to protect, we're allowed to take up space, we're allowed to do things that are healthy for us. I do want to warn against one thing. I am seeing here there's like a level of persistence with that Six of Swords that is sitting, because the Six of Swords for me is right now pointing to the Devil. So of course there's always going to be people that watch this that this reading isn't necessarily speaking to them. So if you're following this but you're like, yeah, I know I still struggle with this, make sure that you are paying attention. So this is wild. I'm just going to say it because it's what's coming through. Be careful of the chasing energy. For some of you, some of that chasing energy is actually being, it's not good. Okay. So if you find that you're somebody that you chase after a particular person, especially, that does seem like it's being considered as something super toxic or harassment. So just be aware of that, because I do have the Six of Swords pointing down here towards the Devil. Okay, but that's only for a small portion of you. Again, if this is your message, that's not going to be you. This is going to be for those of you who are really working through like energies inside your body, trying to open those up, trying to release certain energies, especially from the hip area. If you are working through childhood wounding and issues of communication, then I'm not seeing that necessarily for you, though it could be. It could be. Sometimes when we work through those communicative energies, what we do is we actually share too much, we speak too much, we pursue too much. So just be aware of that. Again, I don't even like that coming through, but it came through, so I have to give it. Let's see. Especially if limerence is involved. If you're a person who struggles with limerence, really be careful of that. That's a really uncomfortable energy to be on the opposite side of. So, okay, let's see what's going on over here. Okay, yep. Protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. So some of you may need to look up the topic of soul retrieval and start exploring that as an option. And there does seem, again, limerence came up there in the end when I was talking about the Six of Swords to the Devil. So for some of you, this may be it. That's really taking control of your mind again, if you're working on taking control of your mental space. Because anytime you have things that you're obsessing about or thinking of consistently, you are creating an energetic tie to the thing. That's the thing that people don't really realize about energy cords. Energy cords are created by us. It's our obsession or overthinking about something, or constant, hey, is this happening? Hey, is this happening? So for somebody, you need to call back your power. You really need to call back your power, because as long as you're giving that power away, which is usually from your solar plexus, because that is your personal power you're giving away, there's going to be this energy, this draining from that sacral. So you may be finding that at this time you're not able to focus on your own creative pursuits or your own life in quite the capacity that you could if, for example, you had this power back to yourself. Over on the other channel, there's Subliminal for Limerence. If you're interested in that, that channel is linked in the description box below. But I'm going to leave this here. If this resonates for you, good luck with this energy, and until next time.